What is up, guys? Slide and Legend of AISCtv here, bringing you yet another game. This time on,
Cloud Kingdom.
yeah, I was gonna say Entomb Valley. Some of these, I have such a hard time keeping up with the new maps. Sometimes,
I know they can't even sound same for some reason.
a lot of them even look the same. But anyway, here on Cloud Kingdom, one of the new maps we have are blue Protoss players spotting the southwest position. Killer.
Yep, Complexity Killer going against, of course, our foreign Terran player. Well, he's Korean American, I guess.
Yeah,
But
select one of the quickest players, really blazing through the beta actually, and early in the earlier days of StarCraft 2.
yeah, of course, he's the one who boasts a very high APM, just a really good quick marine micro and the ghosts.
Yeah, and a hyper aggressive player too at times. Almost, we did talk about this previously in our other select game, but almost a Marine King style almost.
Yep, of course, no one is good as Marine King Prime because he is God himself, and I'm not talking about Nesty.
Nesty 2, well, okay, yeah, sure we shouldn't spoil the results. But anyway, both players, playing pretty well, I'd say, in the current IPL tournament.
Yep, of course, Killer was with TSL
Mm-hmm.
before he joined the foreign team Complexity, along with Nada and Hart.
I always forget Hart went over to Complexity too.
Yeah.
Well, next to big names like Killer and Nada, I mean, right? Oh, looks like a proxy barracks going on here, or pseudo proxy barracks going on here for Select.
Yeah, and Select's not getting gas, so he's kind of confused. Whereas this is a TVZ compared to TVP, but this could work wonders if Killer doesn't scout.
Okay.
Did he scout?
Killer shit. Yeah, he absolutely
Yeah,
did see that.
A very good gaming sense to actually check for that very hidden spot by Killer.
I don't think Select was going to actually move out, with the 2-Rex against the Protoss. I think what it would have been is really just to hide that Rex, make Killer think that some sort of weird, cheesy shenanigans is going on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Select can easily just go up to a command center now. Thinking Killer does have to prepare for this. He has to go Nexus kind of later than he likes to.
Right. In fact, he could just go ahead and lift that barracks up and put it up into his main base. He's actually not going to do it. He's producing Marines 2 at a time, so it looks like we will see some T-Rex pressure without a tech lab, which is an interesting choice against Protoss, who now has a cyber core up.
Yep, a Stalker is so good against the Marines without any combat or stim to support.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can kite him for days on end, and the first, it looks like the Killer can actually put on some counter aggression, pressure rather, and the first Zealot as well as the Stalker that's been chrono boosted out are on the way, and one Marine is going to have to hightail it out of there and going to check the watchtower here really quick. Doesn't see anything too unusual going on just yet, and Select, I wonder if he's still going to move out.
Yeah, I highly doubt it, but I think what he was trying to accomplish is that this map, it's really easier for Pros to kind of go for Nexus first, or maybe Gateway into Nexus, so you can easily kind of bunker up if he brings a couple SCVs and kind of snipe that very fast Nexus. I think that's what he was trying to accomplish. Of course, Killer was able to scout it out, and he's not even putting the Nexus down.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's probably what Select was going to be going for. He did drop that as command center now. Still no gas for Select, and where does he transition, or where does it go to after this, tech-wise?
I mean, he can put down 2 more barracks to kind of follow it up, or he can get very too fast gas and go for kind of weird cloaked vanish kind of thing. But I doubt he'll do that. He'll just go for a common 2-barrack follow up, so he'll have 3 barracks and then eventually a starport.
All right, and yeah, the Nexus is now just started for Killer. Select somehow still ahead as command center despite the T-Rex.
Yeah, and Killer doesn't really have anything else. I don't know why his Nexus kind of delayed. Of course, I think he was chrono boosting out these 3 Stalkers out.
Yeah, and as you can see here, Stalkers against unupgraded Marines actually selecting a pretty good job here. 4 Stalkers now coming out. One of them taking some pretty serious damage.
Oh, this bunker's never gonna finish.
Oh,
yep, there you go.
Yeah, and these Marines now sacrificing themselves. They only took 1 Stalker out, heavily damaged a 3rd. And as you can see, yeah, not the best trade for Select. They're losing quite a few Marines.
Yep, very nicely microed by Killer.
And actually, some SCVs I think were mixed in there too. Oh, maybe not. But at any rate, looks like Killer is actually going to move out and put on a little pressure of his own. Maybe see if he can pick off A couple more Marines, and that bunker is not going to be up in time when those stalkers get to the front.
Yep. I wonder what the. Yeah, he's going for engineering bay along with a factory and another barracks, so it's kind of weird transition.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, needs to be a little careful there. Maybe he can poke away his barracks for a little bit. Twilight Council now finishing
That's
up.
a very fast Twilight Council. I wonder if it's DT.
It definitely could be. He is saving up quite a few resources there in gas, as you can see up there in the top right, although that might just be because it's microwave. Yep, DT Shrine.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was gonna say, this Twilight Council make no sense because there's really no like a two forge going on or anything, so yeah, a very fast DT. I wonder if it'll work out.
You know, it could. I would just. What would Select be suspecting here from Killer, seeing all those stalkers? I mean, it wouldn't be Blink initially, would it?
Yeah, I think this is like the last build Select is expecting
Right.
at this point. And putting this pylon, does he have a vision onto this
He
high
should.
ground?
Oh, not onto the high ground there, but.
Yeah, but he has really nothing to spot for at this point, so... Oh, he's getting the hallucinations!
Nice, yes.
So if this Select does not spot this pylon up here, he can easily just hallucinate a Phoenix and then just easily warp in a couple of DTs here, and that'll be a disaster for Select.
Absolutely, yeah. The thing here is, though, guys, Select did have that quick second command center, so he's now floating on down, as you can see, to his natural, so he will be on 2 orbitals, and depending on the timing that these DTs go in, you know, I think Select should be able to hold it. He did just drop a mule, which is kind of the last thing you want to see at a time like this. The DTs now warping in, 3 of them coming in, and it's all going to come down to scans control from Killer here.
Yeah, I wonder why he actually didn't wait for that hallucinated Phoenix to warp in, but I guess he's just gonna go straight in, even sending 3 DTs at once.
Select actually does see it. He sees the blurs barely lifting up his supply depot in time, but 3 DTs working on that. It goes down almost immediately. These SCVs pretty vulnerable here. Does Select have a scan available? I don't think so. Not at the moment. He's dropping down turrets instead. No scans available.
He does have a scan available and does take down the 2 DTs at once.
But... no, there's still one at the front doing a considerable amount of damage. Is he actually going to get that? Yeah, he kills the turret. And a couple more SCVs. Looks like another turret now going up in the main of Select here. Is he going to be able to hold? He needs to start saving up even more scans. I don't actually see any more DTs warping in.
DTs are... where is DTs?
Well, there's only one DT.
Oh, and there's a hallucinated Phoenix, and there's a DT right into the mineral line. Well, of course, there's already a turret.
He should be able to target fire that down really quick. Oh no, he's only send 1 DT there, while the rest of the DTs start attacking the army. Looks like no, too many SCVs will be able to. Oh, gets the reactor there.
Oh man, Select is so down at this point, even hiding the DT away.
23 workers killed for Select. Very unfortunate. And
I mean, not to even mention the mining time he lost, and of course the reactor on the starport, which is so painful.
Yeah, behind this though, Killer smartly taking to robotic support bay.
Yep, not even missing a beat, adding more gateways and put down the robotics facility and robotics bay. So, you know, this is like the last thing Select is gonna produce is the Vikings, but that's what he needs at this point.
He's actually bagging quite a few minerals here. I would like to see him throw on a 3rd Nexus. No, okay, maybe not. Yeah, and this DT just chilling over in the dark recesses of Select's space. He does actually see that. How does he get? Oh, he did get vision from the on the turn on the low ground. Looks like, and yep, Sims will won't. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, the Marauder should be able to range against that. And Killer, actually, as you can see, he has pylons everywhere on the map, just to check for any sort of incoming drops.
Yep, a very smart choice. Oh man, just excellent pylon placement by Killer here, and he's up 50 in supply almost. He can do whatever he wants at this point, even using the 3 probes to make 3 pylons.
You might think he's playing Terran or playing as Terran. Looks like a 1+1 attack that just finished. +1 armor is of course on the way. And when will we see that first Colossus being boosted out? There it is. It looks like it's supply blocked actually.
Yeah, that's why he had to use the 3 probes to make the 3 pylons, I guess.
Because why not?
Yep.
Exactly. The concussive shell now only on the way, as well as a 3rd base for Select.
Yep. I mean, Select has to do something here, so he's just kind of risking into, you know, maybe he can go for like a really long game, then he can maybe win out.
Yeah, I guess so. The problem is that Terran players lately, well, I guess not that lately anymore, but they have trouble with the Protoss maxed army late game.
Yep, I think everyone's having a hard time against Protoss Max Army, including Protoss itself.
Including Protoss itself. Yeah, I mean, it's with the heavy area effect damage that you can lay down on the bio balls of the Terran, it's really hard to deal with.
Yep, of course. He might be able to force a cancel on this
I think
third.
he'll definitely be able to force cancel. Yeah, Killer not even gonna wait that out, just gonna immediately hit the escape key on that. And oh, that medevac loading up one marine for some reason. There are unfortunately those stalkers here to chase those units, and we'll chase that away. It looks like the first two Vikings finally now coming out. For select 7 Marauders, 19 Marines against the well, I guess just one Colossus of Killer.
Killer does have this ninja expansion onto the north side.
Yeah, he's actually trying to take both bases.
Wow, just putting pylons everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that he did so much damage to the DT drops, he might be expecting that Select's going to go for some sort of multi-prong drop attack to stage a comeback, but that's not going to happen with all those pylons in place.
Yep, and Select is moving with this tiny army here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're just a handful of Marines and Marauders against the horde of Zealots, as you can see coming up there on the left side of the screen, as well as that single Colossus. Killer actually hasn't been making that many Colossus.
Nope, I guess he's just working on his upgrades at this moment. He's almost 2-2's almost finished. Of course, Select.
Oh, these medevacs get picked off. That's gonna be very unfortunate here, and this army is gonna get destroyed. Yep, flank of Zealot Warpaint's now coming in. He's gonna try to pick up here and see where he can get. Well, actually, not chasing that with the Stalkers. He could have gotten that, I think. Okay, Killer's going to go ahead and warp in 2 more Stalkers to pick that off when it does come through.
Yep, and looks like Select is smartly pulling away out of here, and we have a huge force coming out of Killer, maybe to finish this game off.
I can't imagine that Select's going to be able to hold that army at his front base off.
Yep, but
for some reason not warping in a DT. Yeah, so looks a couple of Zealots and a Pylon will get cleaned up there. 65 probes to 43 SCVs. Terran, of course, does have those mules still warping in.
I do not know why he's just warping in 2 Zealots.
I don't get it. At the front base, Killer was pushing. We did just miss that. He's going to have to back out there.
Yep, there's a lot of Vikings sitting on this kind of ramp here, so...
I do like that orbital as well in the front. Gonna kind of mess with the Zealot charge for a little bit. And this small task force forcing so many warp-ins of Zealots over at Killer's home, really just being a pain in the ass for him.
Even bringing his entire force back.
Yeah, Templar Archives now just finishing a second robo being started as well for Killer. And so he is, definitely gonna have that Proto step ball shortly.
Yeah, at this point, Killer can just add like 2 more Stargates and pumping out Phoenixes or something.
Wow, it's pretty rare to see a Protoss bagging this much gas.
Yeah, I think that's why he's going for the Templar tech.
Yep. Sidestorm now on the way, as well as what is that? It's a sensor tower for Select.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a last thing he needs at this point. He just needs to work on his upgrades. But his 2-2 is on the way. And 3 medvacs are on the way as well.
Yeah, you know, to his credit, I don't think his army, Select's army supply is too terribly behind Killer's anymore.
Yep, I mean, his hope is that he has to win like a 1 fight really convincingly, and he can just march into Killer's main base and take out all the production facility. That's the only hope.
Of course, Killer does have a huge number of gateways, and you know that's the thing with Protoss, right? You can warp in a dozen charge outs all of a sudden to reinforce, and Vikings getting a really good position. The Colossus nearly taking one out without any losses here.
Yeah, and wow, this Colossus is so close to death.
I would actually like to see him sacrifice 1 Viking to fly in and finish it off.
Oh, Killer smartly.
I think Killer might have heard, well, he wouldn't have heard us, it's a replay. But anyway, yeah, so some more, was it High Templar warping in here. Storm just about to finish. They don't quite have the energy yet. They do spawn with, what, 50 energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 energy, I believe. You need 75 for the Storm. Great position against the Zealots here. The Colossus taking so much fire from the Vikings. Select has had a lot of time.
Yeah, the Storms are ready, though.
Oh, huge Storm. Select needs to mic him back, and that's going to keep pushing him back.
The supply is really close at this point.
Oh, my God. Not the best Storm there. I'm not sure what he was trying to hit. Even more time. Killer actually kind of running out the meat for his army here. Just Stalkers and Sentries. He needs another Warping of Zealots, I think.
Oh!
Huge storm there, finishing off much of that bio.
Yep, all the CVs are going down there, and he actually cast a force field around the Archon, so they actually just negate the entire force field. But the third does go down, and it looks so green for Select at this point.
Yeah,
Killer. But it was really close at one point. It was only like a 5 different supply at one point.
Yeah, as you can see, looking at the unit tab and the supply tab, a lot of the difference in supply is in workers, however. Killer, of course, losing quite a few High Templar and other expensive tech units.
Yep. Just random pylons all over the place for Killer, even a random cannon in the middle of the map. And Select knows he's so behind. He doesn't have the medvac. Or he had 3 on the way, but yep, he was so down.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, only had 2 Vikings there, and with double Colo on the way for Killer, as well as a 5th base. Wow, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely no way that Select would have been able to hold. That's well played by Killer.
Yep, that DT in the early game just did so much damage. Select did not expect that.
Yeah, that hallucinated Phoenix play just. I mean, that was so, well, not genius, but like, you know, that was.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of the older builds, but it just people don't expect it, especially if you have a pylon just in vision of the main. You can just use that. You can use an observer, hallucinated Phoenix, just anything to get that vision on the high ground.
Yep. And so that'll be it for us here in this game, and yeah, stay tuned for more in the future.
Yep, see you guys later.
Later.